3 homages.
Buddham saranam gacchami.
Buddham saranam gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Namandaps, namandaps, namandaps.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Reno Buddhist Center. Thank you for being here or tuning in, or our normal tune in. We have one person in Europe who tunes in, which is Robert, but he's not in Paris today. He's here, so okay. Sometimes people in Japan will tune in, so or Susanville. You never know. So today the offering will be a little different. Since we're celebrating Obon, we will give you a chance to offer a candle to your dear ones who have passed onward. Light a candle for your dear ones and place it towards the back of the holder on the Oshoko altar. We are playing with fire now, so we do need to be quite careful. Those of us who have dangly sleeves or extra luxuriant hairs, I don't seem to have that anymore. You know, I did have hair down to here at one point. I have an actual voucher who's seen that before. Just be careful. That's what it says. Be careful on my notes here. So, in our tradition, we chant the Sansege, the Sutra of 3 Sacred Vows for Obon, the words of Amida Buddha from the larger Sutra of Immeasurable Light. So there will be an extra chant before we get to the Shoshinge. Yeah, okay. In the Sutra, Dharmakara Bodhisattva, who later becomes Amida Buddha, declares to his teacher, Lokasvara Raja Buddha, his intention to become a Buddha himself and save all sentient beings. In the pictures on the wall, that one in the middle there's a big Buddha, and then one of the many students is kind of highlighted. That's Dharmakara Bodhisattva contemplating his vows at that point. So, the 3 sacred vows are a pledge to establish the most incomparable Buddha field, to become a great provider, saving those who suffer, and to attain Buddhahood. Those are the 3 vows that we're chanting for. Then we will chant our Shoshinge, which was written by our dear friend Shinran Shonin 850 years ago to share together. Namandaps, namandaps, namandaps. The Sansege is on page 61. We can chant it together. the mic really far away. Sansege. Gagon chosegan. Hishimu jodo shingan fumando. Seifu josho ga gao muryoko fui dai seishu fusai showingu seifu josho ga rashi jobudo myosho chojipo Kukyo Mishomon Seibu Josho ga Ryoku Jin Shonen Joei Shubongyo Shigumu Jodo Isho Tennin Shi Jinriki Endaigo 不生無才道少量三不明交際集約難会議地営言名詞根門閉塞小悪道須田全宗門高僧上満足医療老持病日月主重期天候不言一種解放像公正苦毒法上大集中性病死死苦供養異細部具足習得本元年史上満徳異三害を女部無芸地津田未不所願学へ力とし最小尊志願や効果大戦の感動国書天人とう神妙ナマンダブナマンダ Now we will turn to the Shoshinge on page 1. Shoshinge. Kimyo muryo junyorai Namu fukashi ko Hodobo sain niji Zai seiji zai obusho Token shobu jodoin Kokudo ninden shizen maku Konryu mujoshu shogun Shokeu daiguze Goko shiui shishoju Jusei myosho monjipo Fuho muryo muhenko Muge mutai koen no Shoujo kangi chieko Fudan nanshi mushoko Chonichi ga kosho jinsei Isai gunjo mukosho Hongan myogo shoujo go Shishin shingyo ganin Jodo gakusho dai neihan Hishi metno ganjoju Nyorai shoi koshusei Yui se nida hongan kai Gojoku akuji gunjo kai Oshin yorai nyo jitgon No ichinen ki aishin Fudan bon no tokuneihan Bonsho gyakuho sainu Yoshu shinu kaichimi Seishu shingo joshogo Ino suiha mumyoan Tonnai shinzo shiunmu Jofu shinjin shinjin ten Inyo niko funmu Unmu shige myomuan Gyakushin kengyo daikyo ki Soku o chose go akushu Isai zenmaku bonbu nin Monshin yorai guzegan Fungan kodai shogeisha Zenin myo fundari ke
Midabu hongan
Nembu Jakenkyo manakushujo Shingyo juji jinni nan Nanshu shinan mukashi Indo saiten shirongye Chukaji chiki shikoso Kendai shoko se shoi Myonyo rai honze oki Shaka nyorai ryoga sen Ishu go myo nan denjiku Ryuju daiji shuto se Tsuno zai han muken Senzei daijo ujo ho Shokan niji shoan raku Kenji nangyo roku roku Shingyo igyo shiro raku Okunen mira buhongan Jinen soku ji nu utsujo Yui no josho nyorai go Odai guzeon Henjin bosa zoron se Kimyo muge konyorai Eishu tara kenshinji Kosen ucho sai segan Koyu hongan rikie ko Ido gunjo shoishin Kinu kurokurai hokai Hidden yaku nyudai eishu shu Tokushi renge zo seikai Sokusho shin yo ho shoshin Yubon no ringen jinzu Nusho ji o ge 本自動南両天使長古乱消防さらい三蔵る四十上教本書専業気楽法天神菩薩論中下報道因果健全願大元栄光ゆたりき少女死因唯心人枠前本部新人法承知承知即涅槃意志無料光明道小宇宙上回復系同社継承道南書唯名浄土活ぬ万全自力変言中円満特合感染症三不三心軽音言増魔法明道非因異生増悪地偶税四安妖怪小妙法全道独名武将意法愛上三陽逆悪法名名語形二年海ぬ本願大地界行者小樹金剛心狂気一年総合上位大東逆三人即小小四上楽献身公開一大教延期安養加二祭先祖出身反戦人法系二道小弁流60悪人類勝負が薬剤非摂取中本能証言水不見大無見上昇が本次元空妙仏教連人全幕本部人新宗教書後編集戦弱本願具悪性現来生じ連伝芸形式義上位少子即入略上無意楽一心人二のぬ具兄弟自主使徒上妻無縁極辱悪同族自主愚道心唯過心し放送せナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムミダジョブのこの方は今に自己をへたまえりおしのこうりえんきわもなあく せのもみょうを照らすなり。ナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナ阿弥陀仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナムゲラの降臨きはもなし高不足かむるものはみな無を離ると述べたも平等覚に奇妙せよ。ナムアミダ仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナムアミダ仏。ナム少女光明並びなしぐしこうのゆえなればいさいのご受けものぞこりぬ秘境へを奇妙せよ。栄光願にしくどく平等聖祭 Now we would like to welcome the children to go to Dharma school with William and Aaron. We will sing them out with Let the Buddha Walk with You. Let the Buddha walk with you. Let the Buddha walk with you. Let the Buddha walk, just walk. Let the Buddha walk with you. Let the Buddha walk with you. Let the Buddha walk with you. Let the Buddha walk, just walk. Let the Buddha walk with you. Let the Buddha walk with you. Well, good. Okay. Our reading this morning is the story of Mahamoggallana. The story of Obon is about a son and a mother. The Buddhist holiday has its roots in the experience of Mahamoggallana, one of Shakyamuni Buddha's 10 primary students. Indeed, the Buddha's favorite student. Because of his high level of practice, Moggallana was known for having clairvoyant powers, common among spiritually accomplished people. At one time, he began to contemplate deeply about his deceased parents and wondered what had happened to them after death. He used his second sight to see where they were reborn. He soon found his father, Gramapati, in the heavenly realms and was gladdened. But he could not locate his mother, Kamandalu. He asked the Buddha for help in amplifying his second sight, and the Buddha guided Moggallana's mind-eye to Avicii hell. Kamandalu had been a kind mother to her son, but a difficult person to everyone else. It is said she had broken all of the basic precepts of the Buddhist following. They try not to kill, lie, steal, misuse intoxicants, or sensuality. All this she did with the one goal of gaining riches. For this reason, she was reborn in the lowest hell realm. His mother had been reborn in this lowest realm of Nakara. This is the realm where beings experience continuous, uninterrupted suffering. Avicii means without waves, suffering without ebb and flow. His mother experienced constant torment, and Moggallana was horrified when he saw this. From the depths of the flames, a skeletal figure looked up. Her hair was a tangled nest of ash. Her skin was parched like cracked clay, Searching with tortured eyes, "Is that my son?" she wailed. "Water, my son. A single drop of water for my throat. It is on fire." Mogalana rushed forward. Using his psychic mind, he manifested a bowl of pure, sweet rice water, held it to her lips. Kamandalu, driven by her ancient, unbroken habit of greed, covered the bowl with her sleeve to hide it from the other spirits. And while her right hand reached for the water, but the moment the rice water touched her lips, the heavy weight of her karma ignited it. The sweet grains turned into searing white embers and burning coals on her tongue. She screamed as the fire consumed her mouth. Defeated and weeping, Mogalana flew back to the upper world and threw himself at the feet of the Buddha. "Teacher," he cried, "my mother burns in the lowest hell. My strength is nothing against her karma. How can I break her chains?" The Buddha looked on him with eyes of infinite compassion and spoke. "Mogalana, your mother's karma is deep and rooted like a mountain. The love of a single son, even a son with the power to move mountains, cannot lift her. To move that mountain, you need an ocean." The Buddha raised his hand toward the gathering of students. "On the 15th day of the 7th month, my students emerge from their summer retreat. Their minds are pure, their meditation is deep, and their collective virtue is boundless like the sea. Gather fine fruits, sweet incense, clean water, and lamps. Place them in a sacred basin. Offer them to the Sangha." The Buddha promised, "The immense combined merit of the purified Sangha can wash away the sins of 7 generations. It is the only light bright enough to pierce the darkness of Avicii hell." Some years passed, and Mogalana steadfastly performed the offering after the summer retreats. His actions coalesced a merit field, and his mother was reborn as a dog under the care of a noble family. You might see this is an improvement. But Mogalana again sought the Buddha's advice to help his mother gain a human birth. The Buddha recommended Mogalana annually offer food and robes to 500 students. More years passed making these offerings, and through these merits dedicated to his mother, she finally gained a human birth. Mogalana was diligent and faithful in his efforts to rescue his mother. When she was released from torment, Mogalana danced for joy, and that is the origin of our Obon dance. We will now have a few minutes of meditation accompanied by music. As an audio note, Reverend Shelley's microphone is on channel 2.
Good morning, everyone. So lovely to see you all. I will get the Dharma talk up. Yay! We extend a warm welcome to newcomers and visitors, and we encourage your curiosity and seeking. Our amazing Obon festival was just last weekend. It was a huge success. We had 350 guests enjoy taiko drumming, bon odori dancing, origami making, and lots of tasty food and martial arts demonstrations. Many thanks to all of the volunteers that made it happen. We are very, very grateful. It is such a positive community fostering event for our neighborhood. In Japan, every family returns to their home temple to celebrate Obon with old friends and family and to tend to their family grave site. Here at RBC, we want to cultivate that spirit of returning to our temple to celebrate Obon. We had some members attend, mostly you were volunteering. We would like more members to attend, so please try to make that more of a thing that you will look forward doing every year. Our Dharma talk today, Obon, remembering in gratitude. Our ancestors are not only genetic, but they are also our teachers, mentors, and guides who have passed onward. Notice that their teachings continue in us. If they come for a visit during our Obon observance, that is good. I will reflect a bit about some of my dear ancestors and the story of Obon with you. This talk necessarily deals with the topic of death. The death of our loved ones brings to our selfish minds a deep-seated fear, the fear of our own death, the fundamental fear of the separate self. If we talk about it and understand it, we can overcome this fear because we are okay just as we are. So what is Obon? It is a holiday celebrating those who have come before us. It welcomes them back for a visit on the wings of dragonflies, as the legend goes. These dear ones, our mothers and fathers, our friends and mentors, grandparents, ancestors of all kinds. Everyone who made us who we are today is celebrated at Obon. I once read that our entire species owes thanks to just 1,000 very hardy individuals who survived the Ice Age. From that point onward, we are truly one family. It is also discussed that the false views of ancestors that our family tree returns to one trunk. In fact, if we look back, we are all really cousins, 33rd cousins, at least sharing as many common great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. So when we reflect on Obon, we are celebrating connectedness above all else. As we heard in the reading, the story of Obon is about a son and a mother. Moggallana was so diligent and faithful in his efforts to rescue his mother. When she was released from torment, Moggallana danced for joy, and that is the origin of the Obon dance. Many of us tried that dance out last weekend. Who thought that was fun? Yay! I think the Dharma School kids are learning the Tankobushi, the coal miners dance, right now. We can learn a lot from the Moggallana story, that death is just a doorway, that caring for our parents is the highest duty and honor now and forever. We will never be able to repay their kindness and sacrifice. At most, that we can heal old wounds, that no trouble is permanent, and that it is never too late to mend turbulent relationships. This Obon time is a good time to consider our dear ones. Who were they? How did they live? What gifts do we enjoy from them? Where are they laid to rest? These reflections bring me to think of my grandpa Stan, my mother's father. He was a son of immigrants from Czechoslovakia who settled in Sunnyvale, California in the late 1800s. They grew pears and apricots on a ranch that was later swallowed up by Libby's fruit cannery. My grandpa was my fierce protector, my champion, and my advocate. Whenever I had been hurt by the mean girls, which I had been throughout my life, he would threaten to go over to their house, talk to their parents, and just stand up for me. He always had my back. He was kind, sensitive. He had a silly sense of humor. He loved to tease people, especially his wife, my Grandma Ruth. And he is right here on the altar next to my Grandma Ruth, and I will always remember him with deepest, deepest gratitude. Another one of my ancestors I'd like to remember is my dear cousin Marty. He is my mother's nephew, my favorite aunt's son. He guided my life in so many formative ways. He was just 3 years older than me, and he lived in Colorado for most of our growing up time. I would spend summers in Colorado with him, or he would come out to Squaw Valley to go to tennis camp with me. We were very close and loved doing many things together. He taught me how to fish. We'd get up before dawn to catch those squirmy night crawlers off his lawn, and we would drive to his favorite secret fishing spots, and we'd wade out into a beautiful mountain lake and catch rainbow trout all day. There is much more to fishing when you take the time like this to be together. He was fun, adventurous, a gracious, competitive athlete, and like my grandpa, also my champion. I loved him dearly, and sadly, he passed away at the age of 36 in 1997. We spread his ashes in the waterfalls of Shirley Canyon and Squaw Valley, and I still go up there today, every year, and honor him and feel his presence there. And on a little cute side note, we named our beloved beagle, who is 13 years old now, Stanley Martin, after both Grandpa Stan and Cousin Marty. And my third ancestor, who I dearly consider my ancestor, is dear Dr. Matsunaga. Even though he was not a direct relative, I consider him my ancestor. I feel his presence here at the temple every day and hear his laugh and his Shoshinge chant in my heart every time I'm in the Hondo. I miss him every day. He put his faith in me and my family early on in our relationship. He gave us many opportunities to learn and experience Shin Buddhism in such a deep, meaningful way, both here and in Japan. He was so generous, humble, and kind. Having him in our lives for that short 10 years was truly a blessing. These are great gifts, maybe small ones, but great. The sum total of our ancestors' gifts are the foundations of who we are. All of the wisdoms and compassions that we have learned and experienced, are really the greatest gift, and we live those onward as we live our lives now. These gifts are part of Amida Buddha, wisdom and compassion infused in many things and thoughts and actions. Really, the universe infused with infinite light and infinite life. Amida Buddha. Every small piece of goodness is part of Amida. The redemption Moggallana found for his mother was part of Amida Buddha. And he found it, even for her after death. All these ancestors dead? What about death? Some people think of death as an unfair punishment for bad things they have done, for failures or mistakes. But it is not. It is a natural part of life. And that's why we talk about death at the Buddhist temple and in our lives. The sun rises and sets. The seasons come and go. Beautiful flowers become withered and brown. People and other beings are born, live for some time, and then pass. One of the wonderful gems of insight that the Buddha shared with us is the truth of impermanence, that all things change and pass away. There are two aspects of impermanence, gross and subtle. Gross impermanence is the fact that all compound things, including all sentient beings, do not last forever and will go out of existence at some point. As the Buddha himself said, what is born will die, what has been gathered will be dispersed, what has been accumulated will be exhausted, what has been built up will collapse, and what has been high will be brought low. And he saw how brief each life really is. This existence of ours is as transient as autumn clouds. To watch the birth and death of things is like looking at the movements of a dance. A lifetime is a flash of lightning in the sky, rushing by, like a torrent down a steep mountain. When we were on our pilgrimage in Japan, we ended our travels at the Sanmoji Temple. At the site of Shinran's daughter Kakushini's house, where Shinran, our lineage founder, passed onward. In their hondo, in their main sanctuary, they have beautiful mural screens spread across the hall. It begins with a lotus seed, and a sprout, and a branch, and a bud, and then a flower, and then a withering flower, and a dry pile of leaves with a dried lotus seed pod. Seldom do we see paintings of dead flowers, but the whole life cycle was there, and because the temple was dedicated to Shinran's life and his passing, it is very fitting. This obvious kind of change is important to see, but let's not read too much finality into it. The Buddha also taught about subtle impermanence, the changes that take place every moment in all inanimate and animate things. 2,600 years ago, the Buddha saw that things do not remain the same from one moment to the next, but are constantly changing, interdependently co-arising. This was his way of saying it. Eventually, this was confirmed by modern physics. In the subatomic world, every interaction annihilates the original particle and creates new particles. One physicist says it this way: the subatomic world is a continual dance of creation and annihilation, of mass changing into energy and energy changing to mass. Transient forms sparkle in and out of existence, creating a never-ending, forever newly created reality. Changefulness is the nature of all things, both gross and subtle. Really, these two are one. But we ignore the subtle and fixate our fear in death. Why do we fear it so? Healthy people fear that even considering and accepting death will make them feel morbid, or ruin their enjoyment of life's pleasures. Really, the opposite is true. Denying death makes us anxious, closed, and tense. We suffer. Accepting brings peace, and we are unburdened to live this moment well, and then joy can flow in. With clarity about death, we can see what is really important in life: being kind and loving to others, being honest and unselfish. We can put our energy into those valuable actions and avoid creating fear and regret in the face of death. I think of Grandpa Stan often with fondness and joy, his fondness and joy expressed in my heart. It is important to be aware and accept death. In the Mahaparinibbana Sutra, as the Buddha lay dying, the last 6 pictures of the Buddha's life is right there on the back of our Hondo wall. All plowing in the autumn is supreme, he said. Of all footprints, the elephant's is supreme. Of all perceptions, remembering death and impermanence is supreme. It is important because when we realize our life is transitory, we are more likely to wisely spend time doing positive, beneficial, skillful actions and refraining from negative, unskillful actions. And 2, remembering death gives us a sense of urgency, not only to accept, but to prepare. With some effort, spiritual training enables us to overcome fears, attachments, and other emotions that arise when we are reminded of death. We can learn to be undisturbed, peaceful, and positive. Practices like chanting, meditation, and bringing the Buddha to mind are easy and available to us. So many times, dear Reverend Matsunaga would say, "You never know when it will be your time. Appreciate every moment. Accept death, and then life can be lived." Some preparation for death enables us to die peacefully, with a clear, positive state of mind. It makes it possible to help our loved ones through the difficult time of our death, relieving their fears in the process. When we accept Reverend Matsunaga's insight, it can transform our life. When he lost Reverend Alicia in 1998, he found reducing fear and accepting death increased his concern for helping others. He felt a renewed importance of love. It decreased his interest in material pursuits, and it strengthened his already strong exploration of the spiritual dimension and the spiritual meaning of life. Death is not the end of everything. Like the child who thinks he can hide by simply covering his eyes, thinking that death is an ending is not realistic. Each of us is made up of a body and a mind. The body has its physical parts, skin, bones, and organs, and the mind is made up of thoughts, perceptions, emotions. Our bodies come from the earth, the plants and animals, and the genes that make us who we are. Our minds are the sum total of all thoughts, individual and collective. After death, the physical components find new homes, roles, and places. The water becomes a cloud, the calcium becomes a new bone. Like this, the stream of mind consciousness goes onward in a continuous, ever-changing stream of experiences, without beginning or ending. Being able to accept and integrate this understanding is very helpful in overcoming a fear of death. We are just travelers who stay a night or two in a guest house, this body. We can enjoy the guest house, but we don't come overly attached. It does not belong to us, and we know we will be moving on. Neither do the guest houses of our dear ones belong to us. They pass through our life in joy and light. Certainly, the type of life we will be born into and the experiences we will have are strongly determined by the way we live our lives. Positive, beneficial, ethical actions leading towards a good rebirth and happy experiences, like Moggallana's father in that story. And negative, harmful actions may lead to an unfortunate birth of miserable experiences, like Moggallana's mother. As Shin Buddhists, we talk about birth rather than rebirth. That is because we know of Amida Buddha's pure land. Some of us know we will meet in that place again. We feel settled in our faith. We will be born there next time. This is good. We are all okay, just as we are. We need to only trust in Amida. We need only to trust in Amida Buddha's vow. The teacher, Tenjin of Kandahar, told of how we will be born into that other world by the birth of no birth. We will walk into a world of another dimension, like the one drop of water into the ocean. For now, we can do our best to support the Dharma, understand to the best of our abilities, and most of all, be compassionate with others as well as with ourselves. We are fortunate to be the children and grandchildren of our parents. I am so fortunate to have had Grandpa Stan in my life. Learning to fish at Marty's Best Fishing Hole was so very precious to me. We are fortunate for our mentors, like Reverend Matsunaga, who put his faith in all of us. We do have so much to be grateful for, and we have nothing to fear. Let us share a simple wish for all of our ancestors as they visit us today. Please say after me, may you be happy. May you be free from harm. And may you receive boundless compassion. May peace and harmony fill your heart. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Thank you all very, very much. We will now sing our temple song, Home in the Meadow, on page 48 of our chanting book. Please rise as you are able. Away, away, come away with me, where the grass grows wild and the winds blow free. Away, away, come away with me, and I'll build you a home in the meadow. Come, come, there's a wondrous land where a hopeful heart and the willing hand. Come, come, there's a wondrous land where I'll build you a home in the meadow. The stars, oh how bright and far, on the world of pure and eternal law. The stars, oh how bright they'll shine, on the home we will build in the meadow. Come, come, there's a wondrous land for the hopeful heart and the willing hand. Come, come, there's a wondrous land where I'll build you a home in the meadow. Nam mom bubs, nam mom bubs, mom bubs. as I mentioned in the Dharma talk, some of us went on a wonderful pilgrimage trip to Japan last month, and we would like to share that experience with you with a slideshow downstairs. So during tea time, so we'll just ask you to grab a cup of tea and a treat and sit in the chairs if you would like to watch that slideshow and really get an idea and a sense of what our pilgrimage trip was like. And the other announcement is that we're showing the latest Avatar movie. Remind me what the name of it is. Oh, yeah. It's right here. Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender, on August 7th from 7 to 9 p.m. It's sponsored by our 20s and 30s young Buddhist group. And so, but everyone's welcome to attend that. So, thank you all so much. And we hope to see you downstairs or at other things during the week. Namandals. Namandals. Namandals.